Good morning, class 12. As you know that I was discussing with you the factors affecting the rate of adsorption under the chapter surface chemistry, wherein I discussed the 4 factors with you. That is the nature of adsorbent, which says that more is the surface area of the adsorbent, greater will be the rate of adsorption. Then nature of the adsorbate, that is if the gas is getting liquefied easily, that means if the critical temperature of the gas is high, then the rate of adsorption for that gas will be higher. And then I discussed with you the temperature. The temperature factor says that if the temperature increases, then according to Le-Chatelier's principle, to counter the increase in temperature, the gas will undergo desorption. Okay, that means the rate of adsorption will go on decreasing with increase in temperature. This you learnt with the help of this graph, if you remember, that when the pressure is constant, then with each line, as you see here, which indicates an increased temperature, the volume is going down. I hope this graph is clear to you, children. I discussed with you in the last video. And then I discussed with you the Freundlich adsorption isotherm, which was to tell you the effect of pressure. Please substitute this heading where you have mentioned this Freundlich adsorption isotherm. Okay, please substitute this heading because this is basically to tell you about the extent of adsorption with respect to pressure. And this graph was studied under 3 categories, that is under low pressure, then under moderate pressure, and then under high pressure. At low pressure, the relation is direct, and at this range, that is A to B, the relation varies, that is the extent of adsorption varies with the pressure as a degree of polynomial. As you can see here, x upon m is equal to kp raised to the power 1 upon n. Okay, and where the value of n is between 0 to infinity. And then at the last zone, that is high pressure zone, you can see that the extent of adsorption is independent of the pressure, because this line is almost parallel to the x-axis, that is parallel to the pressure axis. So I hope you people have gone through the videos and these 3 relations are clear to you, because I explained you these 3 relations in detail in my previous videos. And here is the explanation of how this happens. Okay, and then we reach to the Freundlich equation. The Freundlich equation is these two, where we study about the central zone, that is intermediate pressure zone, which says x upon m is equal to kp raised to the power 1 upon n. And then to simplify this equation, we took log both the sides and reached to this final equation, which is known as Freundlich equation. And then related to this equation, a graph was plotted, and I hope this graph is clear to you, because such type of graph we have already done in chemical kinetics. That is, you simply have to relate each equation with this equation, y is equal to mx plus c, which is a straight line equation. So this is the recap of whatever we did in the last sessions, and I hope all the 4 factors are clear to you, children. Try to recall all the 4 factors and then write down the effect of the 4 factors on your own. Now moving on to another very important topic, that is Langmuir adsorption isotherm. This is also an isotherm. Isotherm means that this graph or this equation is also studied for constant temperature. Okay, this is actually related to Freundlich equation only. Now this equation is x upon m, that is the extent of adsorption, is equal to ap upon 1 plus bp, where p is the pressure and a and b are the constants. Okay, a and b are the constants. So the value of a and b depends upon the nature of the gas adsorbed, the nature of the adsorbent, and the temperature. Because we are dealing with the pressure here, so rest of the 3 will decide the value of a and b. Now let us see what this equation is about. Assuming the formation of a monolayer of the adsorbate on the surface of the adsorbent. So first of all, when Langmuir gave this equation, he assumed that a monolayer is only formed. Okay, and though this is not actually the case, because in case of physisorption, multiple layer is formed. and then the mass of the gas adsorbed per gram of the adsorbent is related to the equilibrium pressure according to the following equation. Just remember this equation. Actually this equation we get on derivation, but I am not taking up the derivation because it is not important for your boards. You simply have to remember the equation. Okay, at the most you can get the question related to equation only. You do not get the derivations in exam, so I'm not taking up that. If anybody wants to know about the derivation of this equation, can contact me, I'll explain that person. Okay, so this is what the equation is, and then if you further simplify it, that is if you shift this P towards LHS in denominator, the equation gets modified as x upon m upon p equals to a upon 1 plus bp. Or you can write it as in the inverted form. If you inverse this equation, you will get p upon x upon m is equal to 1 plus bp upon a. Now further again you have to cross check this equation with the help of the graph. So you need to convert this equation in order to equate it with the straight line equation. This is what I have done here. P upon x by m equals to 1 upon a equals to b upon a into p. So when you compare it with the straight line equation, at the y-axis you will get this. Intercept will be 1 upon a and slope is b upon a and x is p. So I have substituted the values here. Since you have the value of intercept as 1 upon a, so this becomes your intercept, and this will be a this type of graph because the slope is positive and the slope value is b upon a. So this is all that you need to remember about this equation, because this is also again relating the pressure with the extent of adsorption. Now if suppose you are talking about the adsorption of a solution over the surface of an adsorbent, then how will the equation get modified? Then in that case, Freundlich equation will be written as x upon m equals to Kc raised to the power 1 upon n. Now C is what? C is the concentration of the solution. Just like we were using pressure in case of gaseous adsorbate, so for solution you will be using concentration here, which is a known fact. It is not a new thing for you. And similarly in the Langmuir equation, what will happen? Wherever the pressure was there, at the same place you will substitute concentration. That is it. Okay, only these changes you need to bring about when you're talking about an adsorbate which is in solution form, and C is the concentration here. Okay, now a very important point which I have been telling you theoretically, now this will be explained to you with the help of the graph. As I told you, in case of physisorption and chemisorption, the type of bonding is different. Like in physisorption, the bonding that takes place is with the help of weak van der Waals forces, and in case of chemisorption there is actual chemical bonding that takes place. So obviously the heat of adsorption, that is delta H value, will be less negative in this case and it will be highly negative in case of chemisorption. The stronger is the bond formation, the higher is the rate of heat of adsorption. Now in case of physisorption, as I told you earlier also, when you increase the temperature, the rate of adsorption will go on decreasing. So here you can see this in this graph, that this is the extent of adsorption, okay, and this is the temperature. So what is happening with the increase in temperature? You can see that this line is coming down, which indicates that the extent of adsorption is decreasing with increase in temperature. So this can also be considered as one of the difference between physisorption and chemisorption, or if the parameter is given to you, then it would be better that if you draw the graph and explain the effect of temperature, it will fetch you more marks. Then coming to chemisorption, for this you need to recall the concept of activation energy from the chapter chemical kinetics. Okay, now again the graph is plotted between the extent of adsorption and the temperature. So what happens? Initially when you are heating the reactants, consider a chemical reaction here. Initially when you are heating the reactants, what will happen? It will help you, or it will help the reactants to undergo rapid collisions, and it will help the reactant to lower down the activation and or provide the activation energy. Okay, because what is activation energy, children? It is the extra energy that is required by the reactants to cross the energy barrier. So when you are heating the reactants, that extra energy is you are providing an extra energy to the reactants in the form of activation energy. But that energy will help the reactant to reach to a maximum value like this. Okay, as you can see, the rate of adsorption is increasing to a maximum value. Okay, but a time will be reached, a stage will be reached when what will happen? The adsorption, the surface, the adsorbent is totally occupied. Then in that case, if you will further heat the system, then what will happen? The desorption will start taking place. So the rate of adsorption will start declining. Okay, I hope the graph is clear. I'm explaining you again. As in case of chemisorption, which you can relate with a chemical reaction, what will happen? Initially, when you are providing heat, it will help in providing the activation energy to the reactants to cross the transition state and get converted into product. Then ultimately a final stage will be reached, or the maximum stage will be reached, where the extent of adsorption is the highest. But then after reaching this the adsorption can occur only till the time the surface area is available, surface area of the adsorbent is available for the adsorbate to get adsorbed. But once the surface area is fully saturated, then if you are further heating it, then obviously the desorption will occur. And when the desorption will occur, then what will happen? The rate of adsorption will start declining. So this is evident from the graph, children, as you can see here. So this is the difference between physisorption and chemisorption, and both have a different effect on themselves when the temperature is concerned, when you are talking about temperature. So keep these graphs in mind. So children, the factors affecting the rate of adsorption is over in this video, and from the next class onwards I'll be taking up another topic, catalysis. Till then, revise and complete all the pendencies, whatever pending videos you have. Please children, watch those videos, and up to this topic, that is Langmuir adsorption isotherm, compile your notes and go through the content properly, so that when I begin with the next topic, it is easily understood to you. Okay, thank you for watching the video, children. Take care.